Okay, that light says we're on the air, so I guess we're back.
You know, one of these days, other than that music, we're going to have to get a better intro because we suck at timing it.
So this is a Three Guys Rant on ViceRadio.com in case you haven't figured it out yet.
Even though there's 4 of us in studio.
Yes.
You know what's funny about all of that is we keep calling it the Three Guys Rant, but I think we're going to have to change it to the Three Guys Rant Cooking Show.
Yep. Yeah.
I think we should rename it to the 3.5 Guys. That's what I'm thinking.
All right, we're going to leave out genetics here, and we're going to just stay with the Three Guys Rant and our EP.
Sorry to hear that, Arvin.
You know what's funny is
Sorry,
I know my wife is listening, and so are a few of the other women who we got emails from last week. No, unfortunately, Sharon was not back this week, but I think he's going to call in at another time, and he'll talk to us.
But it's hopefully it's certain somebody isn't listening because I know she really wanted to be there, but. I actually got to hang out with, oh, it sounds like it's time for commercial already. What's going on here?
You know what, dude? Pam doesn't want to hear from you today.
You know
She's
what?
cutting you off early.
It's okay. I think we're having technical difficulties.
You know what? That sounds, I think that's kind of coincidence. We're talking to Sharon and we're getting the sexy music in the background.
You know what's funny is, I've never seen Arvin have such a strong man crush. So that music is very appropriate. When he walked in last week, Michael, hey, you missed it. I know. You know, Mikey couldn't be with us.
That's why he said 3.5.
I'm thinking so, brother, because he was so excited. If you go back and listen to the show, he's talking about a Calvin Klein model walking through the door, and he was just one happy individual.
Sorry.
I wasn't even here, so I don't even know what you're talking about.
That was the big thud, his jaw dropping on the table.
Dude, he was blushing the whole time he was talking to Sharon.
Really?
Dude, he was red, man.
It's because it's hot in here.
You were the only one, brother.
Hey,
wow.
midlife crisis, man. That's all I got to say.
All right, so anyway, on today's show, we're going to have 2 special guests. We're having a visitor. I think she's running a hair late, so we'll introduce her as soon as she gets here. And so I think that's her buzzing the bell downstairs. And Arvin, who else are we going to have call in?
We're supposed to have barbecue grand champion Harry Sue from Slap Your Daddy Barbecue. He should be here shortly. Before we get too far into the show, I know we'll touch bases on this again in a little bit, but just we're actually out in Vegas, did a little extra work on the show Pawn Stars. We were extras. Who knows if we'll make it past the editing room, but we had a good time over there. Stayed at Red Rock Casino. Security was great. Before you know, we like to thank them. We had Andy, Alvin, and George Lopez security. Were great to us, but you know, if you're listening, I called him George Lopez, but his real name was Jorge Lopez. But they took care of us. I know that we were in a good spot. Once security starts buying us drinks, you know that you're in a good place, man.
You know what's funny about Arvin, though? You got to give him credit, man. He really is one of the best EPs out there, executive producers. Because only Arvin can take the 3 minutes that we were in Pawn Stars and probably going to end up on the cutting room floor because these are faces made for radio. But he turns it into, we were in a national syndicated broadcast around the country. We were a part of it. Can you imagine what Arvin could do with a red light ticket for us?
Man, dude, I don't know, man.
To see my mug next to a red light flashed right there in the side. I mean, Arvin could turn that into, you know, an audition tape for America's Got Talent.
He was. Hey, hello.
Hello.
I heard that he was throwing names out there, man. That, you know, when people give him trouble, I'm on the radio. You know, get special treatment and everything, man.
Hey, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. But again, thank you to Andy, Alvin, and Jorge Lopez over at Red Rock for taking good care of us. So if you guys are listening, thank you. Thank you very much. And we just had Adeliz walk into the studio.
The lovely Adeliz, so she was on one of the cooking shows. Arvin, get me before I get in trouble here. Oh, you were on Top Chef also.
Master Chef. Master Chef.
Hey. No yelling, okay.
I won't chop you.
She's all, what?
I know. Thank God Arvin told her no knives to bring into the show, so that was
not allowed in the studio.
Oh, he didn't tell me that.
You haven't seen her purse, man.
And again, I just wanted to comment out of the gate because Mike is finally happy. Mike B here, Mike A over there, and I'm Phil. But Mike gets excited when there's more Boricuas in the room because he says there's too many Latinos for him and not enough Boricuas. So.
Well, I'm not a Boricua.
Oh!
I'm not a Boricua.
You see, Arvin's already giving us the wrong.
Whoa, wait a minute. Why is everybody looking at me?
Wow,
why? Who said there's another Puerto Rican coming in?
That way.
Well, but look, and I still make a good pernil, so don't worry about that.
As long as you can get down with pernil, but with me, you're going to have a talk later on.
Wow. Oh, that's spectacular. And
Because I was reading her bio, I'm like, well, she doesn't say she's Puerto Rican.
And you know what?
And you know, if I was, I would be saying, Puerto Rican,
Right.
100%,
Right.
bumper stickers and all.
Oh, that's
Oh, you see
spectacular.
my truck?
No. But the best part of this show that I'm going to go home and frame, I'm putting one of the little keychains that you press the button where she says, I'm not a Boricua. You see the passion behind it, Mike?
That's all right.
Dude,
That's all right.
nobody wants to be a Boricua, Mike. I'm sorry, bro.
Hey, one is more than enough. Plenty of me to go around, so don't worry about it.
That's true.
Let's go.
All right, so let's get off of Mike's banana boat country and talk about you. So,
That's gonna make our ratings go up.
you know, Mike makes fun of me. We've been, this doesn't sound bad, we've been partners for about 20 years.
Business partner.
Yeah.
And I
clarify
swear
that.
this is no joke. Until 10 years ago, I didn't even know his country had an airport. He says, moron, how do you think we got here? On a boat?
They do have it. Wow.
All right, so back to Adeliz. Tell us about the show. How'd you get on the show? How did you get started with that?
Well, cooking has always been a thing that is number one in my life. I mean, I've loved cooking, I guess, first and foremost because of my love of food that I got. But I've always wanted to be able to share my love of cooking with other people. And I always felt that the best medium would be to get on TV somehow to be able to do that. You know, let people know and see, and that, you know, you can make food for affordable and simple stuff, and it's not as difficult as people think. So I've actually tried out for several other TV shows, reality TV shows, and just no one ever bid, or no one, I guess I never interested anybody enough. And I went out last January, tried out for the show, and they liked that, and it just was a whole domino effect after that. Lots of hard work, felt like I was back in school doing homework, you know, applications, the whole process. And at the end of it all, I was one of the 50 finalists chosen out of 12,000, thousands and thousands that they saw across the nation.
Wow.
How do you try out for a cooking show?
That's
You-
what I was
mean,
like,
I mean, are you cooking on the set or
Well,
what?
actually, what you do is you go to an open. There was different ways you could try out. You could either upload like a video of you cooking yourself and some food and stuff like that. But I figured the best way was to show people my personality. So I went to an open casting call. They had them in like several different cities, and it's like almost like an American Idol. You stand in line like for hours. It's around the block. You know, you take your food ready to go because you're going to have to present a dish in 5 minutes. Get it ready for the judges. So I waited my 3.5 hours in line at the Sur La Table over at Fairfax in a nice black dress. Luckily, I wore put my high heels on the side and I wore chanclas in line. And then finally, when I was seen, it's quick. They go, someone from casting sees you, someone from the other thing sees you. You go quick. They liked it. And then from there, it just kind of flourished into this opportunity.
Okay, let me just, for those listeners, chanclas mean flip-flops. So don't get crazy.
You know what? I was going to say that's our Latin
Or
word of the day.
chancleta.
There you go.
Chancleta, because you know, a few weeks ago I used the word perfumado, and we've been getting ridiculed left and right because now everybody asks if we're perfumados. So, you know,
Hey, Adeliz, out of curiosity, I have an important question. I know Sharon cut a line somehow in the front of the line. Did you wait or did you also cut?
No, I waited. I didn't even know Sharon had cut in the line.
Well, apparently nobody knew, so
No,
hopefully,
I didn't.
Hey, Arvin, yeah,
the end of
that's
it.
good, bro. Keep passing that around.
Well, I think
We're
it's,
gonna get a
I
call
think it's
now.
secret safe with us, right? I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. It was classified
I
information.
should have, though.
Yeah.
Hey, so what was the dish you presented?
Oh, the dish I presented was, okay, there you go for your boricuas here, is relleno de tostones. Most people don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
The tostones, you most times eat them, they're fried plantains. A lot of people, like the Cubans, eat them. They're flatter, but when I went to Puerto Rico, actually I tried them, relleno de tostones. They get the shape of the plátano, they shape it in an actual shape of a little cup. For all you can't see that I'm using my hands, but it's a very tiny cup and just enough meat. Oh,
You are.
there it
You're
is.
live.
Okay, there you go, there you go. Just enough meat and flavoring just for one bite. And so I did 3 of them. I did a picadillo, I did a tropical shrimp and mango ceviche with shrimp, aguacate, mango, red onion, citrus marinade, and then I did one with roasted vegetables and some Parmesan cheese and 2 sauces, a red wine balsamic reduction and a sun-dried tomato cream sauce.
Wow.
Wow.
I got a question for you since you were in Puerto Rico. What was that horse feed you made me eat? The dry horse food?
This guy, I took him to eat alcapurrias,
Oh, I like
piononos,
alcapurrias.
all of that good stuff.
Wait. No.
Bacalaitos
The
fritos.
fried
Okay.
gopher I had
You
was
know?
really good, okay?
Okay.
He took me to this roadkill sideshow
Oh,
man.
where
Well,
everything,
this is
it's in the middle
Miami.
of the jungle,
You
okay?
kill it, we grill it?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So,
man.
you know, somebody told me it was fried gopher. That was good. The mofongo, that's what it was.
He doesn't
I've
like
actually,
mofongo.
you know what? I've never tasted mofongo. I've always had a lot of people wanted to get it. I've just even when
Been
I was
called
out there,
it.
I didn't get a chance to taste it.
I've
but
been called
I hear
it.
it's
Mofongo?
At least you got
Alright,
time
man.
to stick around with us?
yeah, definitely.
Okay,
and I
we're
brought
gonna-
you guys some food too.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
all bad. We've got actually Harry Sue on the line here. He's from Slap Your Daddy Barbecue, and he's one of the Pitmaster champions. We're going to
Yeah,
put him on the air.
today's cooking. And
I was going to say, Martha Stewart's the only one that hasn't shown up yet. Hold on one second.
She out of jail?
Harry, are you with us? Hey, how are you doing? This is Phil. Very good. Yeah, we're glad you called in. Arvin hasn't been able to stop talking about you for the last several weeks as he's been planning the show.
I think you're his new man crush. Just so you know.
Hey Harry, how you doing? I'm glad you finally got on the show because I've been running around the studio for weeks now saying slap your daddy, and everybody's like, man, I wish you would.
I like it. You know, I mean, what's funny is one of the things is I was looking into your bio. You have a master's in business administration. So I was just curious how you go from being so business admin. And I realized in reading your bio it's a passion, but what made you decide to get into competitive barbecuing? Therapy for the soul or therapy for you?
Alright, but do you screw up often? Because by reading everything you've done, I don't think that ever happens.
Harry, one of the things I was reading about that really, I know you say you're not an overnight success and you've been doing it for a few years now, but some of the comments that I thought were interesting, you bought your Weber grills from Amazon.com. Did I read that correctly? Now I was laughing, I guess, because one of the, I've watched the Pitmaster series for a while, and I know some of these guys have these custom rigs. One of the ones you went up against recently was a $30,000 customized rig. They were all set, and you and your Weber grills just won there in the corner doing what you do.